Surgery, once after the admission request is converted to the IP registration, and the patient is now in the ward. Now, the following sequence of demo would be related to how the doctor would be able to access various details about the patient and how they would progress further for performing the surgery. So, here I'm just logging in as a doctor. So, as discussed before, we have kept it very simple and basic so that it's easy for them to navigate from one option to another. Normally, they just have to click here and go to the IPEMR. That's where all the patients would be listed out, and we can set up in a particular default filters for each doctor. Here I'm selecting the derma doctor, and you can see that the patient in the bed would be listed out here. So currently there's only one. That's what you could see here as per the patient being registered for the day to day from the front desk. So that's what you see. Miss Sneha is actually booked into the IP, and on the right side is where you would see all the details about the patient and the areas where you have the options of documentation. So we have also options of creating templates to fill all these sections so that you see here on the right side of the screen, just maximizing it. Now, normally if you have any activities, what activities that you want to perform would be performed using or could be initiated using the physician's order. This is the place where if you have any medications or any test that you want to perform on the patient could be added from here. So this is where you would be adding the items in case if you want to administer any kind of medicines or IV fluids. Those things could also be recommended over here. I'm just adding a sample item over here. Just to showcase how this workflow is managed between the doctors and the nurses. So here, if you have any instructions, you can add it over here. Any items that you add as a part of physician's order will become a part of the MAR or the medicine administration record. So this is where all this activity, as you could see here, once after doctor's recommendation or doctor's order gets added, you can see that it becomes an activity here for the nurses, and from here the nurses can convert, or they can go here and administer this medicine. They can mark the status as start, stop, or paused. These are all options available for the nurse to manage the administration of the medicine. So similarly, they can add any other medicines or any other preparatory services, and they could manage that. In fact, all the ward activities by the nurses also is performed on this screen, where we have something called as uh, pending ward activities. Normally nurses will be having access to that, so all the activities, even at the time of admission request, would be available there so that they can perform those activities. Now, once this activities is done, and when you want to check with the status of the surgery, or if you want to plan the surgeries, normally the doctor has to go here to new operations, and that's where you could see that the surgery which is being scheduled by the front desk would already be listed out here. Okay, they have to start this, or in order to start with the operation procedure, they have to click on save, and they could see that the operation details would be listed on the next screen. And here this is a screen where the doctors could see all the information related to the surgery, who is the surgeon and who is the anesthetist. So in case if they want to add that over here, they could actually do that as well. And once this information is added, we could also add the anesthesia also here. So the type of the anesthesia that we are using. Okay, so those details and the start and end time, everything could be captured here at this stage. We also have the option of uh, marking the charge type, whether it is hourly or a daily basis. Also in the screen, we will be capturing the wheel in and wheel out time, the start, surgery start time and the surgery end time. So this is completely a screen for the doctors to document the overview of what's happening or what happened in the surgery procedure. And once this is done, to add more details which is specific to the operation theater, we have this OT management screen. Now this is an extensive screen where we have provided a lot of options for the doctors to do the documentation. So here you could see that the operation details are available here. OT forms are created here. These forms could be customized or created specifically based on the workflow of various surgery procedures that we perform. Here I have created a template for a plastic surgery procedure. If you click on that template, you could see the details like what is the pre-operative checklist, what are the activities that you need to do as a part of the pre-operative checklist, then in a pre-operative assessment. If you could see there, this areas, it is being grayed out because this user, the current user, does not have access to edit that. And so similarly, all these sections could be accessed and edited or modified only by a particular user. So the workflow can be managed from one person to another. Okay, so you can see we have all the options like pre-operative assessment, pre-operative anesthesia, intraoperative anesthesia information, post-operative notes. So all this information we can actually capture that using this particular forms which are created. We can have specific forms available for each surgery that we perform, and the documentation is completely based on the role, and it can be assigned to any user. So now if this post-operative notes, this is actually enabled. Basically it means the doctor has the access to edit this, and doctor does not. This all the ones that you see above are areas which which based on the responsible person who is actually updating the information can update this information. If the doctor themselves is updating all these details, then all these fields could be enabled for the doctor itself so that they can do the modifications accordingly. All right, so this is a screen where this is a screen where all the details about the surgery normally is captured. Now if you go back here and click on the OT management screen, this is a previous screen that we were working, wherein where we launched the OT forms. Similarly, you can see that we have options of even requesting for medication. So here, this is the place where you would be requesting for medications. So at the point when you're doing the surgery, if the doctor has any orders that they need to place, normally that could be initiated using this medication tab that we have in the OT management screen. So basically it's a single screen, it's a consolidated screen where all the activities that is related to the surgery could be performed from a single screen. Once the surgery is done, they can complete all the forms here, mark the wheel in, wheel out, and all the details about the surgery. And once everything is done, they can go and they can actually mark the status as completed, and this particular activity would be now ready for bill, and they can add it to the bill, as you could see here, and complete the surgery procedure. So if you could see, this is all interconnected, and you can stay within the same screen to ensure that all the activities are completed with ease, by accessing minimum number of screen. So this is a demonstration based on a primary understanding or a preliminary understanding about the workflow in your clinic. However, once after understanding the processes and the workflows in detail, we can craft the workflow in such a way that you have minimum efforts required to complete the entire documentations. Thank you very much for your time. You have a good day.